because tomorrow isn't promised. So why not just live today while you can? And sometimes I just get so caught up in this world that I forget to actually live. This year taught me a lot. When I see that something is overwhelming me, I would take a break. I would take a break. I would take a break. Hi guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. If you're new here, hello, my name is Olivia and this is my little space on the internet. I know I haven't been very consistent on here and it's because I've been in school. The semester was so demanding, I could barely vlog, I couldn't even do anything. And on the days where I actually captured videos, I was too tired to edit, so I just didn't put anything out here on YouTube. And I apologize. We are currently on break, the Christmas break, and I took it upon myself to put out something on here before the year runs out. So in today's video, I'm going to be talking about a few things that this year 2025 has taught me. I'm going to be sharing some growth lessons. I'm also going to be talking about a few things that I have achieved, and I'm also going to share some advice that has helped me in 2025. I'm also going to talk about how I want my 2026 to look like. First of all, I would like to say that this year taught me a lot, not just about life, but also about myself. One of the biggest lessons that I learned this year is how to control my emotions. Now, to some people, this might not even be anything serious, but learning how to control my emotions has saved me so many times. I learned that I actually have the power to choose what and what not to react to. You know, there are so many things that can trigger a reaction out of somebody, and sometimes people deliberately do something to just get a reaction out of you. If you know how to control your emotions and if you know when to not react to some things, it's just going to save you a lot of time and a lot of stress. Not everything deserves your time, your energy, or even your emotions. Before I react to something, I always have to pause and ask myself, is this thing worth my reaction? Like, is this worth crashing out on? And if the answer is no, I always choose my peace. Like, if you love yourself, you choose your peace. So I'm just like, if it's not worth my reaction, I'm not going to react to it. And this basically, it saves me a lot of stress and it basically gives me peace of mind. Another thing that 2025 taught me is the importance of self-discipline. Now, I cannot overemphasize on how important self-discipline is. Self-discipline means having morals or values or principles that you stand by, regardless of who the people around you are or regardless of what's popular at the moment. Having self-discipline basically means that your yes is your yes and your no is your no. Like, you have to stand by your morals and your values. It's so important. And in this generation, I just feel like not a lot of people have self-discipline. Some people have goals or they have the things that they do and the things that they don't do, but I feel like they can be easily swayed. Self-discipline means you stand by your words. You cannot be easily swayed. There was a time somebody came to me, I think a few weeks ago now, when I was still in school, somebody came to me to advertise his party. I think he was advertising someone else's party. So he came up to me and he was like, oh, I want to invite you to a party. And I mean, I respect the fact that he wanted to invite me, but I said, oh, hi, sorry, I don't go for parties. And the guy looked at me weird, like, who be this guy? Like, what do you mean you don't go for parties? And I'm just like, I do not go for parties. And he asked me why. I don't know what was going through his head, but he was just like, why? He asked me why. And I'm sure he was thinking, like, in a school where almost everybody goes for parties, well, not everybody, but almost everybody goes for parties, it's like, what makes you so different? I just told him, oh, I've disciplined myself not to go. And I know myself so well to know that this is not the type of space I want to be in. Now, it's not like I'm going to come and talk somebody out of going to a party, or I'm going to impose my own discipline or my own morals on another person. But for me, there are some things I don't say. There are some jokes I do not make. There are places I don't go to because of the way I have disciplined myself. So it's not something I'm going to try to superimpose on another person. This is just what applies to me. That is what self-discipline is. You should train yourself to not say some things, to not go to some places. It's not everywhere that they should be finding you. Please, I'm not saying push no go for your party, you are big. But yeah, that's basically what self-discipline is all about. And I learned this thing. It's not easy, but it's worth it. Sometimes your discipline is going to make you feel like you're the odd one out, or you're boring, or you're dry, or you're different. But the thing is, being different isn't a bad thing. Like, being different or being the odd one out isn't necessarily a bad thing. Do not let the world or people pressure you into compromising your values, because at the end of the day, you're going to see that it's not worth it. Like, it's not worth compromising your values for. I've also learned not to mount unnecessary pressure on myself. For example, when school gets overwhelming, or when anything gets overwhelming, I take a step back and I actually calm down. If I have to take a break, I would take a break. You guys don't know how this thing has helped me. I always take a break. When I see that something is overwhelming me, I would take a break. I would take a break. I would take a break, because I'm not going to mount unnecessary pressure on myself. I'm just one person in this world, please. There's no need for that. And I want to say that rest is not laziness. Valuing yourself, like taking a break, taking care of yourself, eating well and sleeping well at the cost of whatever it is, it doesn't mean that you're lazy. You're obviously going to get back up and actually deal with what you have to deal with. But if it starts to overwhelm you, if it starts to get too serious on your mental health, please take a break. You're obviously going to go back to it. I'm not saying you should take a break and then leave it and don't go back. Please take a break, but go back when necessary. Because you're taking a break or because you're resting does not mean you're lazy. It just means that you value yourself. This was the year that I learned to prioritize myself, my rest, my growth, my academics. But beyond these things, I learned to prioritize my devotional life. I started paying more attention and I started prioritizing the things that actually did matter to me. For example, my relationship with God, my family members, my friends. I started paying more attention to these things and these people. Because of how much I prioritize my relationship with God, I try so much not to let anything distract me from my relationship with God. And even on the days when I mess up, or on the days when I fall, I try to stand back up and run back to God. Before, whenever I fell into sin, I always let it pull me back from God. But I have learned that sin isn't supposed to take you away from God. It's even supposed to bring you closer to Him. This year, I also learned the importance of saving. And now I wish I knew this thing a long time ago. I would have been a millionaire by now, because I don't know why I never really had a savings account. I never used to budget anything. I always spent when I had the money to spend. But right now I have grown, and at least I know a little bit about savings now. So I've learned to save money. I've learned to have a savings account. I've learned to keep money aside for future purposes. Before, I didn't know anything about any of these things. I wish I was joking, and I wish I learned it a long time ago. It could have saved my life. It could have saved me a lot. Now I'm going to be sharing some advices with you guys. The first thing that I want everybody to know, and I have learned, is that putting yourself first is not selfish. You cannot pour from an empty cup. If you're not already filled with love, if you don't love yourself enough, if you don't value yourself enough, how then can you love other people? So putting yourself first is not selfishness. You must first of all learn to love yourself, learn to care for yourself, learn to take time for yourself before you can now pour into others. The second thing is that not everyone is going to grow with you, and that is fine. People won't always share your values or your mindset, and sometimes you have to let things be. There are some relationships that are not always going to benefit you. There's some friendships that are not always going to benefit you, and it's okay to let them die. It's okay to let, not the people, like the relationship. It's okay to let the relationships die, not the people, please. Let the relationships die. If they're not benefiting you, it's okay to let them go. Right? Some people always try to, I don't know, should I say, they always try to bring the best out of other people, but sometimes it's always impossible to do these things. So it's okay to let the relationship go. You must not be friends with that one person. You must not be in a relationship with that one person. If they're not benefiting you, if they're not helping you grow, if they're not adding value to your life, you might as well just let them go. Another thing that I have learned is that you cannot force seasons to change. Now, I don't know a better way to explain this thing to somebody, but then some things take time. some growths take time. You just have to trust the process. Every season has a purpose. So just learn what you can learn from the season that you're in and allow that season to shape you into a better person for your future. And yeah, just learn what the season has to teach you and just work with it as it goes by. Another thing I want to share with you guys is that planning is good, but execution is everything. Now, there's a difference between planning and actually executing that plan. I can plan to read tomorrow. And if I wake up tomorrow and I get on my phone and I'm doom scrolling on TikTok throughout the whole day, it's just as good as not making the plan at all, because having the plan is one thing, but actually executing it, actually working towards fulfilling that plan is the only thing that matters. You can plan to grow, you can plan to read, you can plan to be a better person, but if you don't take active steps to actually fulfill that plan, nothing is still going to change. For example, this video now, I've been planning to record it since a long time ago, but if I didn't actually sit down, set up my camera to record, it's just still going to be a plan, not an execution, and nothing is still going to change. So yeah, planning is one thing, but execution of that plan is everything. So don't just plan, also work towards executing that plan. Some of you already have goals for your 2026. If 2026 reaches and you don't make active steps to execute that plan, you're just going to wait again till the next year and you still carry it over, and it doesn't just make sense. Nothing is going to change if you don't make conscious effort to actually execute the things that you have planned. Now, I'm going to be talking about the things that I want in my 2026. I'm basically just going to talk about how I want my 2026 to be. I'm talking to my future self now, so yeah, I'm shy. Okay, in 2026, I want to work towards being a better person. And when I say being a better person, I basically mean I want to be better for my friends and also for myself, but most especially for my friends now. The people that pour into me or the people that have poured into me, I want to be able to reciprocate back that same energy and pour back into them times 10. So yes, I want to be better for my friends. I want to be better for my family. I want to be able to show up for people that have showed up for me. I want to be able to show up for those people. I want to be able to use my time wisely and do meaningful things with it. Now, the last thing about how I want my 2026 to look like, this one is very important to me. In 2026 and for the rest of my life, I want to be able to live my life and not just to exist. Because sometimes I just think to myself, am I not just letting time pass by and I'm just passing by with the time? It just feels like, oh, I'm not really doing enough for myself. Like a lot of things that I actually love to do, sometimes I don't see myself doing it and I wonder why. And it's not like anything is stopping me from doing it. Sometimes I just get so caught up in this world that I forget to actually live. I don't know if it makes sense to anybody. I just feel like it's just going to resonate more with me than it does with other people. But yeah, in 2026, I want to be able to live my life, not just exist. I'm going to try to do things that I've been so scared of doing. If the Holy Spirit leads me to evangelize to somebody, I'm going to evangelize to people. Like, I'm going to try to not be shy, because being shy, I have noticed that it has limited me from doing a lot of things. So I'm just going to try as much as I can to learn to actually live my life and not just to exist. I'm going to do the things that I want to do, the things that I actually like to do. If I want to play a game, I'm going to play a game. If I want to get ice cream, I'm going to get ice cream. If I want to go to a park and ride bicycle, I'm going to go to a park and ride bicycle. It doesn't matter if I have to do it alone. I'm going to pour so much love into myself that I know that, okay, I have done well for myself. That is what I want. That's how I want my 2026 to look like. I want to be able to actually live my life to the fullest, so that when I look back, I will know that, okay, I didn't waste my time. Like, I'm getting so old and I just feel like as time goes by, there are some things that, hey, Jesus, am I about to cry? Oh my God. I just feel like as time goes on, right, and as I grow older, there's some things that I would want to do that I wouldn't be able to do anymore. And I hope that's not even the case. I basically want to step out from my comfort zone. I want to live fully, because tomorrow isn't promised. So why not just live today while you can? Thank you guys so much for watching this video till the end. That's if you did watch the video to the end. Thank you for watching the video to the end. And I hope that some things that I have said or some things that I said, I hope it resonated with you too. And I hope you learned a few things from this video. Also, don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe if you already haven't done that. Yeah, this is the end of my video. Thank you guys so much for sticking with me throughout the year. Oh my god, it's getting to a year since I started YouTube, and I'm actually so happy. Thank you guys so much for the followers and for all the people that always comment on my video. I love you guys so much, and I pray that God continues to bless each and every one of you. Thank you guys, and see you guys next year. God bless you. Mwah.